Hey guys, Jeremy Bolton here, and tonight I'm going to be taking you through the process of putting together an online recital. So what is an online recital? Well, we're all finding out, and that's the exciting part. It can be live to tape, which is pre-recorded and then put up as if it was live. But what I'm going to be doing is taking you through the process that Sue Cho, my pianist friend, and I went through to put together our online recital program a week ago. So I'm going to take you through the steps now of what we went through to get this up and running. Hopefully I can provide you with some good insights and tips on getting the process going, sticking to a good process and schedule, and making sure you get everything done and get the most out of your online recital experience. I'm going to kick it off with what I always think is the most important part of any event, whether it be online or in person, and that is with your promotions. Your attitude and approach to promotions should be pretty much exactly the same as what you would do in a live situation. At the end of the day, events are about bums on seats, and in classical music, particularly in somewhere like Australia where it's not the main thing we do on the weekend, it's difficult at times to get people at a concert. There is some good news, however. At the moment, no one's going out. There's nothing to do, really, except for watch things or read things. Most people are engaging in online activity, and that means they might come to your classical recital just because there's nothing else to do. So it's very important that you take advantage of that and you use every aspect of online promotion at your disposal to get people to attend your event. So let's kick off by talking about websites. If you have a website or the person you want to collaborate with has a website, start using it. My tip would be to create a host page, which can be blah blah blah.com.au. Don't go and buy a new domain name, just use your website and then put a / and create a new page, online recital. So this page is going to be a host page for your recital. You are going to refer to this link every time you promote the recital. It is seriously the best way to do it. There are many formats that you are going to air your recital on to present it. It might be Facebook, YouTube. We'll talk about that a bit later. The most important thing is to have everything in one central location. Don't have a website? That's fine. You can make a website for free through Wix, Weebly, anything like that, but you might just have to use their domain name, which might have whatever you want, .weebly.com. Of course, this is what I recommend too, but this is a great way to centralize your process and make sure you're getting clicks onto that link and taking your audience to that page, getting the same information as everyone else. So once you've got your website in order, it's time to start thinking about social media. Facebook and Instagram, they work best for the demographics I target, but you can also consider Twitter. If you want to think about a wider audience online, you can jump on hashtags, you can do all sorts of things. Any exposure is so important for things like this, and you can garner such a huge audience from all around the world. Now, if you don't have an email list, there's a really easy way to start one. Really simple. All you got to do is start emailing people. It's really that simple. Email the top 10 people that you email all the time. So this could be professional contacts that are in your music field. If you're in the music industry, email all of those people. Tell them you've got a recital on and see if they'd like to receive future updates about your events afterwards. And you'll be surprised to hear that everyone will want to hear about what you're doing. So once you've got the website in order, we'll come back to talking about what you put on the website and how you build it. After that, you've got the social media, you've got your email list going. I would then do something like accessing new networks. Email the local string ensemble, the local orchestra, or a friend's orchestra, and just say to them, hey, can you tell all of your people about my recital? Everyone's trying to help each other at the moment, and we really need to get into that mindset. Everyone needs to help each other. By asking the question, can you please share this? Can you please send this to people who you might think are interested? I said that to everybody in an email, and it works a treat. There are people who I don't know, or Sue doesn't know, that have tuned into our recital, and that's such a lovely thing to have a new audience. Now back to the website build. Your website has to have the program, any discussions about the music that you like, whether that be other people writing articles about it, or you talking about the music. Give them some background, give them some content. If you're going to the concert hall to see the symphony, what do you want to read? What do you want to know about this? Give your audience what they need to know. The website should also contain information about how you can receive donations if you're going to accept donations from people, and it should also have all the translations if you're performing pieces in another language, if you're a singer, and any other information that would be of use to your audience. So that's point one, promotions. Point two, repertoire and your fellow collaborating artists. You might be thinking, oh, who do I do this online recital with? Well, a few people should come to your mind. People you trust, people you want to work with, people you were cut short of working with because of this lockdown. And you should also think about whether they are reliable and whether they'll get the stuff to you on time and that they'll work with you efficiently. And of course, I must say, Sucho, fabulous. Talking about repertoire, you need to choose things that are practical to put together over a distance, which is, something to think about. You don't want to pick repertoire that's going to fall apart and stress you all out. This has got to be a fun process and an achievable process for both of you as well. Consider how it will be received by your audience and how long it will be as well. Originally, for example, Sue and I were considering doing a 52-minute program via distance. Incredible. Once we realized how arduous at times the process can be of getting everything to line up, doing a really good take, that can be really hard. It can take a long time. So you might want to consider dropping down the amount of repertoire you do. It is perfectly acceptable to do a 30-minute program. If you're looking at a program of 5-10 minutes, things like that, that's fine. I wouldn't go around calling it an online recital. I would probably post that to your social media. And if that's what you want to do, I'd just go and get on it. But if you want to put on an online recital that has opportunity to reach far and wide, well, I would definitely consider sticking with a longer program and taking your time. Point 3, recording. Okay, not easy. A lot of things to think about. The good news is Sue and I have made all the errors and gone through and worked out, does this work? Does this not work? And we've worked out a pretty good process for how we think a recital can be put together. So obviously, I'm a singer, Sue is a pianist. It's very much standard art song, park and bark, stand there, sing the bloody thing, all that sort of stuff. We decided to take a really simple approach that we've seen online from other artists as well. And that was record the piano first, send it to the singer. Singer says, I don't like that tempo. Can you change this a little bit? Can we take a little breath there? Can we speed this up? You're dragging. Be really candid with each other. God, it's so important to be candid with each other. Sue and I got stuff done really quick just because we just called each other out. It was fabulous. And there was, no harm done. We got it done quickly and we were very happy with the product at the end. So definitely consider recording larger ensemble instruments, things like if you were doing a Baroque piece, record the basso continuo first. Just obvious. It's like recording a rock band. You record the drums first, the bass, the guitars, the keyboards, the special effects, and then you let the singer do the job at the end. This process is probably the most simple way to do it, and it doesn't mean that the singer or the solo instrument has no input into what comes out of the pianist's room. You need to do multiple takes of everything if you want to get it right. And there's a really big difference between what has been rehearsed and prepared and all that sort of stuff and what hasn't in an online recital. So once you've experimented a little bit with your fellow artist or artists, you can start to decide how to finalize the way you're going to record it. And that way is with video, with audio. There's a really good thing that you can buy, and that is a large diaphragm condenser microphone. There's one made by Behringer. It's a B2 Pro. This one here is a Rode NT1A. Now, I didn't actually use either of these for this recording. Sue did use one of these sort of ones, but I used what I'm recording the voice through right now for this video, which is, it's a Rode Australian-made USB-C condenser microphone. So Sue, in her room at home, recorded with a large diaphragm condenser microphone, and I recorded with a Rode USB microphone. Good quality and did the job. You may not have this option. I understand. Money might be an issue and you might not want to throw out some money on this project. I totally understand that. I didn't go around splashing cash. I did have the gear to do it, but I had some technical issues. So I decided to buy this microphone. It was about, I think it was 160 Australian dollars. So probably about 100 US, something like that. It was pretty affordable for me at the time anyway. So next, let's talk about video. Our recital was good quality. It was 1080p video on my end, 720p or 1080p depending on which take that Sue did on her end. It was wonderful. It was chopped together. 2 portrait videos side by side, and it worked really simply. You do not really need a DSLR camera to do this. You can do this with your iPhone, whatever you've got. We both used our smartphones. It turned out just fine. Overall, there are basically 3 approaches you could take to this. Option 1. You use your mobile phone, whatever you've got on hand, and it doesn't cost you anything except for maybe some editing software, and you just whack it all together. The second option, you could buy the microphones. You could still use your iPhone, and you could probably buy some editing software, and that might cost a little bit more and start eating into your money. If you have a larger organization, you can consider getting professional production done. Now, this may mean the venue. It also takes into account audio and video requirements and making sure they're all up to scratch. Of course, you need to think about this. Is this worth it? Are you going to receive the donations to fund it properly? Are you taking a risk at the moment? So there's definitely things to consider. If you want to do a solo online recital, or you're in a string quartet, you can easily do things from home with an iPhone. Step 4, building hype. Now, this is the most important part. It goes on from the promotions I talked about at the start. You need to be posting content out there. You need to be not spamming people, giving them value in the content, telling them what you're going to be doing, talking about the repertoire where you can, and talking about the process. How are you recording it? Do a behind the scenes video, something like this. Give them value. Email your email list. Tell them what you've been up to. Ask them what they've been up to. Start talking to people. Build hype about this online recital. Step number 5. Are you going to take donations? Well, that's totally up to you. I was open to the idea of taking donations, and so was Sue. So we decided to set up a trybooking.com account. We put a free ticket on there, which people didn't have to go through and do. But when they clicked the ticket, they could make a donation in the donations box. And the ticket didn't cost them anything, but they could make a donation from 1 cent to whatever. That would go directly to us, and TryBooking, if you use that function, doesn't take a portion. I've also seen people use PayPal. I don't know if PayPal take a cut. I'd also just generally Google and see what's out there and how you can receive the money. I wouldn't really recommend getting people to transfer directly into your bank account. I think going through a third-party software is easier for people, and they can use their credit card. I would also like to remind people, you are valuable. If you're a professional musician or you have been engaged professionally and cancelled, well, you deserve to have a gig, and this is your gig if you want to do it. Value yourself here. Allow people to give you what they want. You don't have to press it on them. You can just say donations accepted, gratefully accepted, which is what we did, and they are gratefully accepted because Sue and I have lost a lot of work. So I'd suggest if you're out of work and you are happy to accept donations, don't feel any shame in doing it. People love art and they want to support it. Now, step number 6 in the process. You have recorded the best takes you can do of every piece you're doing in your program. It's all done. You've got a final take from both of you, and now it's time to edit the thing. Now, I might remind you that an online recital does not have to be live, and recording in 2 separate places and putting together and then putting it up at the same time where you can have your viewers tune in at the same time, that's a recital to me. I don't see it any other way. You're allowed to get the sound, the video, all of that stuff together and at a good level that you're happy with to put out to your audience. It's like saying, should we go live, risk it, people might not enjoy it, people might switch off. You can do that, but if you want to play it a bit safer, you want to put out a good product and you want to enjoy it and watch it and see what your audience think in real time, well, this is an invaluable experience. Any editing, if you can't do it yourself, you need to go to your network. I spoke to Sam Gray, my friend, and he said, yeah, I've got time on my hands. I'll help you guys out. And so Sam did a really, really good job on editing our online recital, and it was received really well in both audio and video. Now, I must say, I did do the audio myself. I mixed it in my home studio with my studio monitors, and I had Sam do the video part because I just can't do video. So making sure all the files go in the right format to your editor is super important. Sam had to spend a lot of time converting my video files from my iPhone because they wouldn't line up with the audio due to the frame rate of the video. There was also another problem he ran into, and basically it added hours to his process, which I was so grateful he persevered and got it done. But if you can look at these things before, don't make the same mistake I did. Make sure that everything lines up at the beginning and you get it right, so you're not wasting people's time. Number 7, post-production. Now, of course, that's part of the editing process at the end, I guess. All the film people are going to kill me now. But basically, have your editor or yourself check out everything, go through everything slowly, watch the video, listen to the audio, and make sure it's all right. Give the best product to your audience. If you need to do revisions, if you need to do another take, if it gets that bad, you just have to do it. Give your audience your best. This also means earlier on in the process, you should have finished all the audio files at least 3-4 days, probably ideally a week before the recital goes to air. Step 8 in the process: premiering your recital. You're going to have to think about this. What do you want it to go on? There's obviously a million platforms you can go on. I would recommend using your website as a base, putting all your traffic of your audience to that website. For me, www.jeremybolton.com.au/online recital. It's drilled into my brain now. And then put the link on there to go to a YouTube premiere page or a Facebook premiere page to watch the recital. I would recommend sending most people to the YouTube page, because YouTube you can watch without an account. If people click on Facebook the time that your recital is to go to air, there's going to be a problem in that they may have to create an account or sign in. Remember that not everyone has Facebook, particularly people who are clicking from an email link because that's the only contact they have with you. And of course, yes, that means older people. Basically, you need to make this easy for people. If they go to the page, they will click all of your things, clear buttons, clear things to click, make it so easy and make it enjoyable for people. Finally, this is the most important part. Step 9, thank your audience. Super important. Super important. And finally, step 10, spirit fingers, the wrap. The wrap up is super important. You will most likely, if you are receiving donations, receive them probably 3 or 4 days after the recital has concluded. So it's really important you leave all your donations open. You leave the video online once it's uploaded through YouTube Premiere and Facebook Premiere. Just reword some of your things on your website. So instead of watch live or watch live to tape, reword it and say rewatch or available for a week here, and you can leave it up as long as you like. Sue and I came to a compromise of leaving it up for 7 days after the initial premiere, because we know people had some issues tuning in with the internet that night. So we've given them a full week to catch up when they like. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer any of them you might have. I might also say that I would really happily refer you to the people that helped us out with this. And those people are Phil Harris from Split Focus Media, who did my promotional material, and Sam Gray, who did my video edit. If you would like their contact details, please just leave a comment, shoot me a message, and I'll get their contact to you. Thanks for watching, and please get some music out there. Super important at the moment. Have a good one, guys.